Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk about my favorite foods. And now I'm not going to show you guys exactly what I eat because most of the stuff that I do eat is refrigerated stuff and it will melt. I have tried to do this and everything just melted, or it really needs to be in the freezer and it was just kind of a catastrophe. So I'm just going to walk through you guys, walk through what I eat. Most of it's self-explanatory, but what I can, I will link down below, except for like fruits and vegetables. Now, obviously, they're at the produce section in your grocery store. So, first of all, I went on this lifestyle, and now I call it a lifestyle and not a diet, in January of this year, 2015, for myself. I didn't do it for anybody else. I didn't do it to make anybody else happy. I didn't do it for health reasons because a doctor said to do it. I didn't just do it to make other people happy. I did it because I knew that I wanted to be happier in my body and with myself, and I wanted to not, if that makes sense, I wanted to give my body the best chance that it has. We have one body and you might as well feed it the best you possibly can. And now I know that a controversy with diets and things like that are a big thing, and I'm very well aware of this, and I respect whatever you have to say about it, and I would hope that you would respect what I have to say about it. This is what works for me, and what works for you works for you. And there's a difference between constructive criticism and blatant negativity, and I don't think it's necessary. And so yes, that's all I'm going to say about that. But for the overall lifestyle that I live, I set some rules for myself to begin with. I said, okay, no gluten, no sugar. And I'll get into that because that is something that I've noticed. I'll touch on that again. No sugars, no beef or pork really, and just kind of went from there because I knew those were the things that I really wanted to keep out of my diet. I like bread, so basically no bread, no candy, cookies, chips, hamburgers, french fries, fast food. Fast food, I haven't eaten fast food in months. I don't want it, don't like it, just doesn't sound good to me at all. Ugh. I'd rather make it at home. I'd rather make a good meal at home than go and spend that $3.99 or whatever and know exactly what's going into my food than not, if that makes sense. So there's that. Just my personal preference. Now, I know that going into this, it was going to be very difficult to get rid of bread because I am very much a carb person. I love my carbs. I love my bread. I love crackers, pasta, that kind of thing. I love that stuff, and I still love that stuff. It's not that I don't like it. If somebody put a big bowl of pasta in front of me right now, I'd eat it. It's not that. I just know that personally, I can't have it and maintain a healthy weight, which is so hard for me because it's like I really want it sometimes, and I do allow myself now to have a little bit, and it's been difficult because it's like, oh, because now I've lost this weight, I'm kind of thinking, oh, well, I've lost this much, it's okay for me to have this. And so that's something I'll get into. But so no pastas or bread. Let's see, sugar. So basically no cookies, candy, soda. I cut out soda a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago I cut out soda. Occasionally now I'll have like a diet Sprite with a little bit of vodka, but that I'm over 21. If I want to drink, I'd go for that before I'd have a beer or anything anymore, just because I don't want to have the car. that's just what I prefer. So like with soda, really not a big soda person. Oh, word. But we're trying to get him to. He's not happy today. So yeah, where was I? The soda. So no soda, no fruit juices. Just because it's not something I'm huge into anyway. Before the diet, I wasn't into. Just wasn't big into it. Like no ice cream. You know, the basics. You don't need, like, if you've ever taken like a health class or ever been to the doctor, say get your fruits and vegetables and things like that. Like, or you know. So there's that. If that makes sense. So with that, it was kind of like, okay, well, if I'm taking out all the sugar, what about sugar and fruit, is what some of my family members said that aren't as, because I did a lot of research on certain diets and things like that, because I've taken bits and pieces from different diets and kind of made my own, and it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And see, I call it a diet occasionally, and it's just something that, it's a word that I'm used to. Goodbye. It's a word that I'm still trying to break myself from calling it. So that's something that I have to break myself of it, and it's hard to do. They said, well, what about fruits and things like that? They have a natural sugar in them. And there's a difference between a natural sugar and a processed sugar. I chose not to, have foods that have processed sugars, like granulated sugar, processed into them. Whereas with like strawberries have a natural sugar. And that's okay, but I'm not going to sit there and eat 4 cartons for breakfast. That's not healthy for me, just because diabetes does run in my family. I'm not diabetic and I'm not pre-diabetic, and I want to make that known. And people and certain doctors have said, well, I can't believe you're not diabetic or pre-diabetic or anything like that. And it's like, because I have always kept myself at least somewhat active, for some reason my body has just strayed away from it, which is very odd, but off topic. So that's where with the natural sugars, it just made sense for me to say it's okay for me to have sugar in that sense, but not in cookies or ice cream or things like of that nature. So, I mean, I do watch my sugar, but I also don't say, oh, because they have sugar in them, I can't have it at all. So, I mean, you just have to make those choices for yourself on that stance. And that's just what I had to do for myself. So that's something, another thing with diets or lifestyle changes, they're very personal. You can't just follow one fad that tens and thousands of people are following, because it's like, how do we know that that's going to work for you? With Weight Watchers, I gained all that weight back. With going to boarding school and losing all that weight, I gained that weight back, and plus more. I mean, you know, certain things, people say, oh, well, P90X or this, you know, going to the gym going for 3 hours. Like, I don't have time for that, and my body cannot handle that. You know, God knows somebody else that hasn't worked out in 10 years or whatever. They can't do that. Even if I was in the best shape of my life, I don't want to go to the gym for 3 hours. I value my time. I'd rather spend it with my family. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm getting so off topic. But back to, I'm so off topic. I am so sorry. It's been a long weekend. But back to food and that kind of thing. Bottom line, it's very personal. I'm just saying that you have to do what's right for you, is my bottom line. This is what works for me, and I thought I would share it. And if you like what I do, take some pointers. If not, don't take the pointers, but, you know, pick and choose what you want to take from this. That's all I have to say. So with not eating pork or beef, I don't know where that kind of came from. I was kind of not really eating pork for a while there. I just didn't want it. And with beef, I've never really been super into beef. Don't know. So I just kind of cut it both out, and I don't miss it. Everybody else still eats it. I don't. So there's that. But I do eat a lot of turkey and a lot of chicken, and occasionally there's times where I've thought, okay, well, what if I just go vegetarian and not eat that? And it's like, okay, well, I could do that, but it's like, then I kind of like, oh, I kind of really want some chicken or something like that, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't really want to go 100% vegetarian. So I don't know where I'm working on the next stage of my lifestyle and where I'm going to head next. But that's a whole nother video. So with regards to meals, I guess I can break it down to breakfast is very simple most of the time. I have coffee. I love my coffee. I like my caffeine. I have 1 cup of coffee. I keep it at that. I do drink milk, not almond milk or soy milk or anything like that. I don't like those things. My mom has a severe nut allergy, so we can't have anything with like almond milk in the house, and I don't like soy very well, and it doesn't like me. So there's that. And I don't mind having dairy products. I like dairy. There's that. So, hi Bubba. We're a little upset still. So I'll put that in my coffee, and I'll have sweet and low. And I know that, I know that people say, well, sweet and low is not good for you. And I'm like, you know, I'm aware of that, but I like it. So just give me my like one thing that I know is not good for me. Then I'll have yogurt, a Greek yogurt with high protein. Benny's playing with his dog toy. So, you know, Greek yogurt with high protein with mixed berries, or I'll take that Greek yogurt and add it to a frozen berry mix and add some water and turn it into a smoothie. And that's basically the breakfast that I have. For a while there, I was eating eggs, and then I wasn't eating eggs, and now I'm back to liking eggs. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm back kind of going through phases where I'm like, oh, I'll eat this, or I won't eat that. It's just because I'll eat the same thing for 3 weeks straight. That's just how I like to eat. I'm very weird at that. It's just kind of how I've always eaten, even when I was younger. So then for lunch, sometimes I'll have a mid-morning snack. I will have Metamucil fiber, like the powder, just as an extra fiber source. And my doctor recommended that for me, just for an extra fiber source, because sometimes I won't have enough fiber. It's just, sometimes you gotta have a little extra fiber. So lunch, Nini, come here. Don't play. For lunch, I'll have a salad, or I'll have eggs at the moment. And if I have salad, I'll put whatever I want in the salad. So like lettuce, cucumber, tomato, red bell pepper, sometimes celery, tomato, pretty much the things that I like to eat, and some kind of chicken or maybe egg, depending on what we have on hand, like a hard-boiled egg. Or I'll scramble up 2 eggs and put a serving of ketchup. It's so weird, but I've done it my whole life. I've eaten eggs and ketchup together. So weird. You can ask my whole family. I do it. It's weird. So that's right now what I'm eating for lunch, and it works just fine for me. And then for an afternoon snack, I've been really into a few things. I like hummus, and I like the Luna protein bars. Not together, but if I have hummus, I'll have pretzels, and I know they're not the best thing, but I really like pretzels, but I haven't bought them in a while. But when I do, like, I measure them out, and so I know how many I'm having and like the exact amount and that kind of thing. So in my mind, it's okay for me to have that 1 serving, and so I know that it's okay for me to have those carbs. And if I can only have them if I'm having hummus, just for in my mind it works out. So then I'll have a Luna bar or another kind of protein bar that I don't remember the name off the top of my head is, but I know I don't have any right now. Or I'll have some popcorn, just like the 99.9% fat-free or whatever it is. It's okay. It's not like the movie theater better popcorn, but it works. And then, or just plain vegetables, and I'll just sit there and I'll eat them, and it's perfectly fine because I like vegetables like that. So hot. And then for dinner, I mean, it's a turkey burger with a little bit of ketchup, or I'll mix a turkey burger, frozen broccoli, brown rice, and this kind of, it's called Garlic Expressions, and we got it at Kroger. It's like an olive oily vinegar kind of marinade-y stuff. It's really good. It's not terrible for you, but it's pretty good. And I just held the one serving, which is 15 grams. I have a lot, so I know the serving. And I do use a food scale. I pretty much weigh everything, and I'm pretty religious about it. So, I mean, those are just a few of the things that I have. And I mean, I can go more into depth, but I don't think that this has been a long video, so I think there's that. And I also know that food is such a personal thing because people have so many different tastes, and I think you need to find what works for you. And I've said this about 5 times in this video, and I'm fine with repeating myself. It really is. You just have to find what works for you, and I'm okay with it. So there's that. So he's obviously ready for me to stop filming, so I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys got something from this video. I know it was kind of long and chit-chatty, but I hope you will give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.